Today I'm going to be showing you how to remove these rubber bushing engine mounts. They can be kind of tricky. There's the other side of it. This one is from a Suzuki FA50, but I know Honda uses these for their NC scooters, and yeah, a bunch of other Japanese bikes use these kind of rubber engine bushing mounts. And no matter how hard you pound on here, these get seized in here and they get really tricky to pull out. I'm going to show you an easy do-it-yourself tool you can make with nothing but I used a few sockets, a long bolt, some washers, and a nut. It's pretty simple. I'll get going and show you how it works. So the goal here is to get two different size sockets. One socket must be small enough to fit through here and to be able to press that outer metal of that bushing. See how it's just making contact with this outer bushing, but small enough where it can still slide through this hole. And the other socket we need has to be large enough so that the inside or the outside of this bushing can fit inside of here. So this is a lot bigger than the bushing. Let me show you a little bit better how this works. So, oh, and by the way, for this I used a carriage bolt. The carriage bolt has a square stopper right up here, and that fits really nicely into the 3/8 size socket, and then it goes in there and it locks in there, and it can turn a little bit, but it holds the head, keeps it from being able to move. That's the goal. Okay, so you have to get them lined up. You want this socket pushing against the outer ring of that bushing evenly, and you want to make sure that the socket can, once you tighten up this nut and you're tightening that nut, it's going to pull this socket in. You're going to want to make sure that the bushing in here can slip in the inside of this socket. And once I tighten this nut down on the back, it's going to want to pull this socket with the bushing right into the socket. I'll show you what I mean. As I started to tighten the nut, this was a tiny bit smaller than I would have liked. Started to get cockeyed, but you can tell it is pushing that bearing through. So if it starts to get cockeyed on you like that, loosen it up, reline it back. Okay, so keep tightening this until it gets really easy and the bearing will push all the way through into this socket, and you can pull this side out because it should slip through that hole. There's the bearing. So another note for this, you don't have to use a carriage bolt. The carriage bolt worked nicely because it fit nicely in the 3/8 end, but you could use a regular bolt. Just make sure you put a couple washers on this end. Like I did on this end. So there's the bushing. That's how you You can easily remove these rubber engine bushing mounts.